What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Swallowed, entitled Lunarterial. This is released on Dark Descent Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Helsinki, Finland, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very complex, morbid, and overall crushing style of death metal mixed with elements of doom metal. Yeah. There have been a lot of really great debut albums to come out within the calendar year of 2014, but the one debut album I've had my eyes set on for the longest time was the debut album from Swallowed, because they brought forth a very raw, crushing, and almost mystifying sort of sound when it comes to death doom. I can accredit this to this band's earlier 2000s demo works, most notably 2007's Putrefaction and 2008's Epitaph of Nauseation. I mean, just so filthy and raw and primal. I mean, this band really had a knack for channeling older death metal sort of sounds, most notably pre-entombed stuff like Nihilist or Mental Funeral era Autopsy. I mean, this was a band that really covered all of those bases quite well. And moving on to 2010 with their self-titled EP, that really showcased a glimpse of the future as to what was going to be soon to come from this band. It's been quite a while since that particular EP, and from what I understand, this band was on a bit of a hiatus of some sorts. I don't know if they were together or they were just taking a break, but whatever. It's now 2014, and Swallowed have returned with their debut full-length album entitled Lunarterial. It's 6 tracks, and it clocks in at around 53 minutes in length, and honestly, this is a huge culmination of everything that this band has done then and what we can expect now. And it is just so absolutely monstrous. From the opening moments of the intro to the last half of this album, it is just stunning the amount of growth and transformation this band has gone through. And honestly, they are setting themselves up to be the cream of the crop when it comes to this to the style of death and doom metal. I mean, if you thought their demo and EP work was insane, wait till you get a load of this. This is just so devastating. I mean, the music definitely speaks for itself. The minute you hear the riff work on Reverence Through Darkness, it just really sounds so crazy and insane. I just love the way the guitars are leading up on that particular track. It just really sounds articulate, very well crafted. This is a very crafty album when it comes to the guitar riffs. I definitely love the way that they sound, the way that they're executed, and just the riffs and the tone of everything is just so powerful. I love the way that these guitars sound throughout this entire record, even to tracks like Black Aura, which runs at about 10 minutes in length. It is just such a devastating track, and just to hear the riff work being executed on there just really sounds amazing. And when I mentioned the second half of this album, I should mention that the closing track of this album, Liberations, clocks in at around 25 minutes in length, and it is 25 minutes of your time that is definitely mandatory and worth investing your much needed time into, because the guitar work on that closing track is just so monumental. I love what they do with the guitar on that track. Bass tone is great too. I definitely love the way that the bass sounds. It has a perfect volume, definitely well mixed and well suited for a death doom record, and it just sounds so devastating, almost equally as devastating as the guitar riffs that are being done here. Not too loud, not too interfering, but yet I still think it gets the job done, and I definitely think the guitar work overall on here, both guitars and bass work, just sounds so splendid. I love the way that it sounds here. When it comes to the drums, the drum work sounds so haunting and so spastic sounding. You get a lot of almost ugly sounding drum fills, fast blast beats. I mean, it's just so relentless sounding. It's pulsating. It just keeps on with a great pace. I mean, for a Death Doom record, I would say that this album has a very infectious pace going for it. You have no idea what twists or turns are going to be brought forward here with this album, but once you listen to the drum work, it just sounds so phenomenal. I mean, once again, going back to the track Reverence Through Darkness, I just think it sounds amazing. And then the track Arterial Mists of Doom. Just the subtle hints of the double bass kick sound really great on that particular track. And overall, just the way that the drum sound is and the way it's handled throughout the entire release just sounds so crushing. Very awesome drum performance. And moving on to the vocals, this is one thing I enjoy a lot about Swallowed, is the vocal styles and variations. It just sounds so depraved and tormented. The vocals range from very, very, very throaty and raspy to almost demented and insane. I love this vocal style and delivery. Once again, going to the track Arterial Mists of Doom, I just think the vocals on that particular track are sensational. It definitely makes you feel nervous and freaked out. It almost has that small hint of reverb going on. You hear a bit of an echo going on in certain instances of the vocals. And especially when it gets to the more insane and depraved parts, it's almost as if he's literally dying. The way that he sounds when he's depraved and maniacal, it just sounds amazing. And then once again, going to the closing track of this album, Liberations, it is a monumental track to listen to. Just going along with the vocal styles and the lyrical content, I mean, it just really sounds so phenomenal. And this is definitely a great sign of things to come from Swallowed. So overall, if you were a fan of this band's demo and EP work, you're going to fall in love with Lunarterial. I think this is just a marvelous piece of Death Doom. This is an album that definitely does justice to this band's earlier works and only sets up great things to come in the future. This is one of the next great Death Doom bands to come, and I am looking forward to hearing more great things from Swallowed in the future. So I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will link you to the Dark Descent Records Bandcamp page where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it digitally, and you can also buy it through Dark Descent. It is available on jewel case CD and 12-inch vinyl, 2LP, I believe, and probably one of the best album covers of the year. Let me take it out just to avoid any glare from the camera, but this is such a very beautiful cover. I mean, just the eyes, the body that's right here, just the hand-drawn aspects of this art is just so amazing. And even the CD art is really awesome, too. I don't know if you're able to see it or not, but it's just sensational. I really love this release, and it's definitely something that's going to get a lot of repeated plays throughout the remainder of 2014. So let me show you the album again. This is Lunarterial by Swallowed. This is released on Dark Descent Records. Support this, and I'm going to give this a very high 9 out of 10. Very incredible Death Doom, and probably one of the best debuts to come out this year. So, support Swallowed. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for coming to my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.